Hello, and welcome back to our Continuing Settlement Survival New Trade System series. I'm Larry, it's episode 33, and we have a lot more fun installed for today's episode. Yes, but I've had people ask me, Larry, what's the deal with transfer stations? They're kind of messy and what do they do? Well, believe it or not, I have not been playing with them in this series like I normally do. So, what do we really want in our transfer station? Because it's basically a main supply station for you. So, for this little area right here, do I need trade goods over here? And the simple fact is, no. Now, we need fuel because we want coal and all that for the houses, so we'll go ahead and keep fuel, but I'm not using anything that would take industrial fuel, so let's get rid of that. Now, we do need clothing, so we would like clothing put over here, right? Yeah, I think so. Now, our construction materials, do we really need any construction materials over here? I would say no. So let's just go ahead and get rid of the construction. Now, raw materials. Do I need raw materials over here? No, because everything is going to be built over here. So I could keep my raw materials, but let's go over here into raw materials and see what we want. Okay, we're going to be having statues built over here, but isn't that going to be more for gold and all that other fun stuff? So we're going to have to really think on what we want over here. So, do I really need any timber, planks, or anything like that in my raw materials? And looking at it, it's like, no. So, but I'm going to be having a smithy over here, but I can deal with that with the supply station. So, I really don't need any timber stuff. And then going over here to the food, are we actually going to be making anything that my settlers are going to need? I don't think so. So we don't need any food, and we don't need any raw materials whatsoever because we're not going to be making that. And for the stuff that we need, we're going to be having a supply station bring it in for us. So we really don't need to stock anything like that. Now, food. Okay, do we need any rough food over here? Well, yeah, because, we want our fish. And simple food, that would be good. Fancy food, that would be nice. So, yeah, that all makes sense. Our medicine, totally makes sense. But what else? Ore. Do we really need ore over here? Because we're going to be bringing it in with our supply station. So, we're not going to need ore. So we pretty much have everything that we need for our settlers, for the market to come and grab from. So for this station right here, this is really all we need. And in fact, for majority of your areas, this is all you're going to need. And just remember, use your supply stations to bring in materials that you really want. So now, like, say if I have a town and it's an agriculture town. Well, since we're going to need fertilizer, fertilizer is kind of a pain because either you have to make it right next to your fields or your people are going to have to run all over the place. So this would be the one time, if I'm in a agriculture part of the map, this is where I would want to bring in the food raw materials, and I'd probably keep this right here for the raw materials. I would probably go ahead and check in food for the food materials, because fodder and fertilizer are the two biggest pain in the heinies since they share the same category. So having that opened up in the transfer station is pretty easy. So, because you have to remember, the supply stations do not deliver fertilizer to fields, and they don't deliver fodder to the pastures or the corrals. So it's better just to have that stuff brought in through the transfer station. So food for thought. It will make your control your inventory and bring up your efficiency quite a bit. So just remember, stuff that you need for manufacturing, go ahead and bring it in with the supply station. Don't bring it in through your transfer station, because that's why they put in large supply stations and small supply stations. If you're going to be covering multiple industries, then of course bring in your large supply station. But if it's going to be just like one or two industries, then use the small supply station. Now, if you notice, just like with the marketplace, since I'm having small communities all over the place, there's no reason for me to go in with a big marketplace. And if I don't have enough holding capacity, then you know what? I'm just going to increase it. And I can tell you right now, having 4 people in my market, that is all I need. Because, matter of fact, I could probably get away with 2, since I'm bringing in what I need at the transfer station. So it just makes life so much easier if you start operating that way, and your map will be far more efficient. So hopefully I explained that well enough that everybody gets it. It took a long time for me to really understand the transfer stations, because it's like, oh, you got to deal with this blue bubble and it can't do this, and oh, I'm all confused. And I was just like totally lost. It's just like these things, they're burning up too much gray matter here. So this mountain's in my way. I don't like this mountain. So you know what? I have plenty of mountains on this map. I have more mountains than I know what to deal with. So we're getting rid of it. Say goodbye. Bye. Later, dude. Have fun. Now, purposes of this episode, I need to really start concentrating on my medical. So, if we're going to build our trade empire like I want, well, we have to get a few things done here. Now, how many trees am I going to lose doing this? Because now I did this all nice and tight for like an industrial area, so it wouldn't have very many trees in it. But now we need to start breaking it up, and it's like, yeah, it's time for trees again. So this is going to be the last treeless area, hopefully. So we'll go ahead and put that puppy right there. Now I need to start transitioning into other stuff. But before I can do that transition, I really, really need to think about the wants and needs of what's going to happen over here. So we do have our hospital, which they'll be happy clams. Life is good. And we have our church. But what are the things that we're lacking? Well, to me, I don't want them pathing all over the place for their clothes, and I really don't want them pathing for their alcohol and all that other fun stuff. So we need to put in a couple more things to make these people happy. So we need to tie in a couple more buildings. And I have chosen, we need to go with 1, alcohol. If they don't have alcohol, they're going to be unhappy campers. So we need to put in some alcohol. And this is going to stay tight, very little trees, because that's what this area is all about. So we're going to put in a winery. And then we're going to need what else? Well, I think a smithy would be smart to keep them with their tools. So let's go ahead and find the tool guy. And I think that's under ore. And we'll put in an advanced smithy. So we'll have that person there. And we need to bring in some clothes. So let's go ahead and go into our textiles here. And we need an advanced, well, let's go with the clothing factory. So let's go into the clothing factory. Yay! And we'll put the clothing factory right here, which is good. Life is fine. And we'll go ahead and road that up. So, do we have all the needs for our settlers? That is the big question. Now, what I'm going to do is, since these are just 3 small areas or factories, and I don't need them to produce like massive amounts of anything, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to bring in a small supply station that will make them happy. And we'll plop that right over here. Now, do I have my other buildings that I need? Now, yeah, we got a repair shop. I like to go a little bit heavier on the repair people. Why? I'm just that way. And over here, construction, I find that if you have 4 for just a small area, it's good because they'll come over and help me when I'm building other parts of the map. So life is good there. So I'm thinking we're pretty good here. Now, I don't really see a water. I have this little water well here, but I'm thinking I want a little bit more water over here. So let's go ahead and throw in a well. I'm thinking, yeah, why not? It's 4x4. Put that there. And just to make my life easier, I'm going to put a second one down. The reason why I'm putting the second one down is I want to road up, and I'm old. So it's just easier on my eyeballs to make this turn without like doing a ton of measuring. And we'll get rid of that. And let's go ahead and put in some water storage. Oh, but what should I do? Should I go this route or should I go this route? Oh, I want pretty. Well, no, we still want industrial. So let's just go ahead and still keep the industrial look. And we'll put that one in there. Yay. So I do believe we're covered under everything. We have plenty there. That's covered. But see this guy. This guy is, boiler room covers this. But I really, really, really wanted to put some more stuff over here. But, for right now, let's get it off of pause and let's get these people doing their thing. Now, like I said, I want to transition over to a couple of other things. And what I want is I decided that I want to get my water stuff all along the edge of the map. So I really want to amp up my herb production. I mean, I want to go like super nuts on it. And since we were using trade, we had the ability to make, through the factions. Who was it? Was it Loren? No, or was it Carlos that gave us the water nursery? Water nurseries are awesome. The water nurseries do a whole lot more than the regular nursery. I mean, this one's pulling out, 311 with one person. That one's 246. It doesn't do as well, but, it is what it is. This one's 262. That one's 530. Can you believe it? And that's because it's close to a warehouse and all that fun stuff. So, 530. Imagine that. Look at what these things do. 348, 311, 224, 256. It's like, come on, you guys are taking up land space for this? I don't think so. And when one of these things can outproduce 2 or 3 of these, it's like you're going on the edge of the map and you are going to get me my herbage. Herbage is important. So I am going to start out here with my herbage. Now, this is the hard part, because what I like to do, and this is a good tip. Take a dirt road, and we'll just do it right here. Take a dirt road when you're trying to figure out where you are going to dig. So once you unlock the dig tool, what you want to do is try your best to follow this line. And so now it finally shows the preview of where this water's going to go. And bam, there you go. Nice straight line. So now we could turn around and let's get our nursery, our water nursery. And it's right there. So this is the cool part, is you'll have one right there. And it's wide enough to, I can place it there, or I can place it there. But watch this. This is when it gets really cool. I'm going to turn around because I don't want something this wide on my map. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to get rid of this road. And this is what cracks me up is, the road's just hanging there. It's no big deal. So you have that right there. But before I get rid of it, I'm going to do this. I'm going to take my terraforming tool and I am going to do this. Hopefully this works. I think it's going to give me enough spacing. I could be wrong. I might have had to go one more over. I could be wrong. So let's see if this works. We're going to, I have to get rid of the road. Got to get rid of the road for this to work. Right there. And then we're going to take this. Oh yeah, I had to do one more over. Oh, what a bummer. Okay, let's try this again. Let's start over. This is cool. This will work. So watch what I do. So you get rid of that. We'll terraform this back in. See, you can tell I don't plan this stuff out. I just do it. So we'll put that there. We break out our terraforming tool one more time. The dig. And I curved it a little bit. I'm not good at straight lines here. One little bit more. There we go. Okay. So let's try this again. We go over and get our water nursery. Place our water nursery right there. And so it's just one I have to click off of. So we do this. Go to terraforming. And we're going to remove one tile right there. Now, get rid of the road. Come on, get rid of road. Right there. And voila. That's about as tight as you can get it. So that's how you'll do this in the middle of your map. Now, I don't like that. I don't like that whatsoever. So what I've turned around and am doing just to maximize the map is we're going to go ahead and do this. And this is the hard part because I can't get rid of these trees. it just won't let me do it. I wish it would, but this is the part of the map where they're like, nope. So what you do is go over to the dig tool and try to get about one square about right here, and try your best. There we go. Now, if I did this right, I might have to be a little bit more further over on the left, because you got to remember, we have this one square here where it's not going to let us build. So this might be a little too far over. I think it is, but let's just double check, because, you know, if you're going to do this trick, I want to do it right. So you're not like, Larry, you did it wrong. You showed me the wrong stuff. Yeah. See, I'm too far over. So this is what we have to do. We have to get rid of it. So we'll put it back. And let's try this. Let's put the road in. So it gives me where I cannot build. So now, because if you notice, you can't build anything right up next to the map. It won't let you. Oh, let me do a building that can be built anywhere on the map. So let's go. Oh, if I want to put anything that can be put on the map, I can do this. See, it's not going to allow me that one edge buffer right there. So this is what we do. We take our dig tool and let's just put it right along the edge. I'm drawing it right on that little line right there. Okay. Now, hopefully I did this right. So we'll go back. We'll do our water nursery. And I think I have to do one more. Okay. That is weird. It'll let me go here, but it won't let me go there. Oh, see what I did? You can see that line. So you got to do it just right. So it's going to be trial and error. So let's try this again. We'll fill it back up. And this time I'll just go right on this line, because then we know it's going to work. So we'll go ahead and do the dig tool, and I'll just put it right there. One square I'm okay with. So we have that. Now, I'm going to be able to plop down water nurseries all day long. Just like that. So now I'm going to maximize the map, because I can go ahead and plop down a dozen of these things on the edge of the map, and it's no big deal. Life will be good. And just so it doesn't look tacky, I can turn around and remove the road. Go and remove the road so we don't see it anymore. And you can do anything you want. So if you feel like make it look normal for your eyeballs, we could just turn around and head off this way to make it look pretty. And hopefully those trees will die off one of these days. See? So, yeah, life is good. And so I'm going to be plopping down a bunch of nurseries. And I know you're like, Larry, you're already at 22,145. I guarantee you, I'm going to blow through all of that, because I'm going to be bringing on the medical alcohol and all that other fun stuff. And that is going to take a lot of herbs. So, yeah. We really have to watch out for that. So that's the plan. In between episodes is I'm going to go ahead and we're going to get our herbs going. And hopefully, we will get all this stuff starting to be built. And then the magic is going to start happening. We're going to be starting our trade empire. Now, if you go to C, go over to pricing. And this is where you really want to concentrate on how you want to make your money. Because, like, we can go into, my favorite. Look at ore. Look how much gold sand is going for. 90, 105. That's pretty good. You can't argue that. And then what other fun stuff can we go for? We might as well look at trade goods. So, what trade goods are good? We know the jade statue. Ooh, that's 540. Wonder why I built all that stuff. Same thing with the gold statue. Now, if you're just beginning in the game, look how much money you can get off of iron. That is a great one to go with. Same thing with wood. 54, 46. Those are exceptional ones to go with. Now, I'm really disappointed in the tobacco one. When I first got tobacco, I'm like, ooh, that's going to be a good cash crop. It's worthless. I mean, yeah, it sells a little bit more than regular rough food, but I'm not impressed. And the jewelry, I'm not into big in selling jewelry because the jewelry we're going to need for our clothing. So I don't recommend selling that one. And of course, we still can't do our bell towers or scarecrows. Silver cutlery is not bad, but we're going to be using that for our villas. So I really don't like that. So these are the things that you want to start looking for. Like an exquisite sword, we can start making those. That's a decent thing. Obsidian, hey, you get obsidian so fast. It's still 20. It's not bad. So, but then you start looking at tools and your clothing. I mean, some of the clothing sells for, halfway decent money. The custom gown, that one looks like it's worth going into. But the only problem is if your people are wearing custom gowns, you're really going to have to amp up the production for that. So I don't know. It's up to you with how you want to do things. But then you have to look at your luxury bedding. I mean, that's a pretty good chunk of change there. So when it comes down to, your trade strategy, try to find things that you're really not using, but you want to keep it as diverse as possible because pricing is going to go up, pricing is going to go down. And yeah. But another thing you also want to think about is your ships. Should you use a caravan or should you use ships? And the ships are great for big bulk heavy stuff. And that's what I'd use those for. But use the caravans for the higher end small stuff like the clothing and stuff like that. You really don't want to do anything heavy bulk on your caravan unless you're just starting your trade. So that's, it's food for thought. Now, this one's kind of disappointing for this guy. So I'm going to go ahead and ignore him because there's really nothing on there that I want. So we're going to go ahead and dismiss him. So it's coming up on a half an hour for the episode. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it off here. So hopefully, I've got a couple things accomplished today. Everybody will now know how to dial in their transfer stations, which is good. Showed, what you want to have together so everything stays self-sufficient so your people aren't pathing all over the place. And I showed you how to use the dig tool and maximize the map for all your water-driven stuff. So hopefully you'll like this episode. And if you're brand new, these are the type of videos I put out, and I put out a lot of content. In fact, a lot of people are probably nervous right now because right before this episode, I just started a new series, another Easter Island, but this time we're going for the imperfect statues. And it is right now, it was the hardest achievement to get, but right now apparently this paper thing that where we've been collecting these notes, that one right now is, I guess, the hardest one. So hopefully we'll get that achievement before the 5th, because I do believe it's the 5th that the New Year's thing ends. I could be wrong on that, but that's my understanding of it. But we are going for the imperfect statue achievement for Easter Island. And so, yeah. And don't be afraid, I am not stopping this series. We're going to build a massive trade empire here. So this one's continuing. But I'm also adding, and you'll see it later today, is my other extreme series that I'm starting, because this one's in normal mode. And I want to go and play this one in extreme mode. So hopefully everybody will enjoy that one. So hopefully everything will all work out well and I won't burn my brain out. So have a good morning, have a good afternoon, have a good evening, depending on what time in the world you're seeing this video. Stay happy, healthy, and safe. And I will talk to you in the next episode. Bye.